successful players on MVP this season. He's 6-5 this season and all-time, as this is, of course, MVP's first season in Pro League. Didn't play StarCraft 1 televised matches. He's 2-2 in Protoss versus Protoss. He's won some really, really important PvPs. You talked about how, he's switched things up. He's done cannon rushes or cheeses proxies, in desperate situations. Now, this is the proxy here. He's played one time this season. As I guessed earlier, he's not dropped a single map against Protoss yet. He's not played any. And included in last season, he's 4-0, has not dropped a single map ever in Pro League. For me, the question here is, where is he proxying the gateways?
I gotta agree with you. I feel like coming out here in a PvP in this match against Super specifically, if he doesn't siege, I would be very surprised. Very, very surprised. But he is undefeated, so we'll have to see exactly what he does.
Yep, looking pensive, keeping himself deep in thought here. This could be the last map. If MVP takes this, it will 3-0 the team who's in first place, way above the telecom company's JINAIR. Can they do it? Let's find out right now on Polarnight.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the south, in the teal for Team MVP, the Protoss player, Super.
Superman. And to the top, Super, man. To the top,
I wasn't sure.
for JINAIR, it's Pigbaby. Piglet, of course, an ID already stolen by a League of Legends player, decided to vary himself as a result and go with Pigbaby, I suppose. I don't know if that's the real reason. I'm just trying to cover for him because Pigbaby is a weird ID.
It is. It's a weird ID. But, if he backs it up with some solid play, it doesn't really matter what your ID is. But looking at this game so far, no proxy. So we could see it go a little bit longer than we expected.
Well, just wait and see if he puts a forge here. Then we'll know.
I guess you got to wait a little earlier. Hey, guys. Thanks for coming down to the studio.
Lol cheese! I can't read the... Torilla Tavaton. I don't know what that means.
Tavaton.
But MVP is my friend, hashtag 2014. I don't know if he means the player or the team. I guess probably the team, since he's here for the MVP match. But
that would make sense, yes.
Yeah, but he said is. That's the pronoun that refers to one person or entity. So I don't know.
Well, MVP the team is an entity as well, so.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Entities can be friends. Inanimate objects, his team's not an inanimate object, but it's a
group.
It's an abstract.
It's an organization.
It's an abstract noun, okay? In some ways, is it? If it's a singular noun.
I don't know, man. English is so confusing. How do we know this language? It doesn't even make any sense.
I don't know. We got lucky.
Yeah.
We got it as our native tongue.
I talked to other people who are not native English speakers, and they asked me a question. They're like, should it be that or which here? And I'm like, oh, it should probably be that. And they're like, no, in a book it says which. I'm like, what? I just have no explanation for it, and it just doesn't make any sense in my mind. I just know it. Yeah. But it turns out I'm wrong in, very, correct English.
Well, it's like sometimes you learn these things about English that are not used in contemporary speaking. For example, the accepted past tense of sneaking is, I've been told by many English teachers all my life, is sneaked and not actually snuck.
Sneaked?
But snuck is like the accepted word. When you learn this, you're just
I
like,
snuck around the corner and took her wallet or something.
Did you?
No, I didn't do that, but just
well, I don't know. Why'd you use that as an example?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, you got to be careful, Brandon. This is on TV, man. They're going to write articles about you about how you actually stole someone's wallet.
Oh, crap.
Now, right now we have a second gate being added for Pigbaby, whereas Super is dropping a Twilight Council here. And they both actually add the Twilight Council. Difference being a little bit more stalkers, the variation that we see out of Super. Well, unless he loses them. Got to be careful about that.
Yeah, Super's been aggressive like this before in PvP. I think he likes to kind of build He's going to send his Mothership Core around the back here, see if he can get some scouting information. If he goes a little bit closer, he would see the Twilight Council, but he does see that pylon and sees nothing around it, so maybe he will assume a little bit after that. But I feel like he could have gone a little bit closer. Very nice placement on the buildings out of Pigbaby, keeping it all the way in the back just in case something like this could go down.
Blink timing is identical here. Two different approaches to the same end. The blink timing, that research is the most important. Now, a few hit points shaved off there, just 3 on that Stalker. When it comes to forward warp-ins, it looks like the better end goes to Super right now. Although, with this forward pylon being added, it's not too much further away from the natural.
Yeah, very, very similar, but 2 extra gateways being added for Super here. It's going to have a big, big gateway army here.
That robotics for Pigbaby is not what Super expects. I think that he might be caught a little bit off guard when he commits to this attack, that Pigbaby is playing so safe here. Now, with the robotics, he wants to get Immortals out first, of course, to be sure that he can defend this. And MVP, Super, is the one who's committing here. He's the one who's actually going all the way, and he needs to end the game with this. He cannot just like kill a few Stalkers and then be like, oh, I guess I'll take a Nexus at home. I mean, he could do that, but it would put him behind.
No, it definitely would. But as it stands right now, both players at exactly 5 Stalkers. Oh, no, 6 for Super here, so he does have that 1 extra Stalker. And he's warping in 3 in, whereas Pigbaby is getting an Observer as well as just 2. So now 9 to 8 is Super over Pigbaby here on the Stalkers.
Ooh, he went Observer before Immortal, and he is not starting an Immortal now, and he is supply blocked. So this could be Super's moment. He, of course, doesn't know these things, but if he did, he might consider going for the attack right now.
Look at this probe just walking in, just strolling down into the base of Super, and he sees that Dark Shrine. And actually a cancel going down as well as a robotics being started here.
I'm not liking this choice, man. I don't think that Super is going to be able to recover from this one easily. Way behind in tech, cancels a Dark Shrine, and starts a Nexus later than his opponent.
Yeah. The one thing he does have is the 5 extra workers, but like you said, well, Nexus being canceled out of Pigbaby here.
At least he got that, which arguably Pigbaby could have prevented, but tough choice to make. As it is, though, this is really good for Super that he's able to do that. Now he's going to have the slightly faster Nexus, plus he forced his opponent to lose 100 minerals. And we'll see how this game progresses now, because even though Pigbaby had the much faster robotics tech, so he should theoretically be ahead in Immortals, because he's decided to make so many Observers, which again I want to reiterate is so unlike Pigbaby. He is not really that far behind Super, that is, in tech. They're both at identical Stalker counts, and as soon as he adds his first Immortal, he's going to be about a mortal or so behind, but it could have been much worse. So getting that Nexus was critical, and Pigbaby is not as ahead as I thought he would be. Looking at the game, a picture of the game 45 seconds ago to a minute and a half ago.
I mean, if Pigbaby kept his Nexus up, if he got an Immortal out first and had that Nexus instead of the Observer, I think he would have been in a very, very nice spot there. Looks like this Observer is being spotted, so he knows that the Observer is here. He knows about the robotics, and a blink in by Super. He wants to try to cancel that Nexus again, but a nice defense here out of Pigbaby. Seems like actually Super wants to fight this, but he sees that Immortal and blinks away. Starts an Immortal of his own back at home.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to split his Stalkers, try to go for some harassment here. Jumps into the main base. This Observer will get killed by the Sentry meanwhile, but let's see how much damage he can get done here. Nexus Cannon goes down. Not the best micro there on those Stalkers. Not the best micro on these either. And Pigbaby start making some waves here. He's actually going to go for the chase. I don't know how much I like this into the concave.
Warping in 3 extra Stalkers is Super, but he does have that Sentry with the Guardian Shield, so he is going to at least scare Super back for now. Maybe he doesn't want to fight against that Immortal. Did do a very nice trade while that Immortal wasn't there. He blinks it. He gets it.
Nicely done. Loses some Stalkers in the process, though.
And Pigbaby blinks forward.
Yeah, I still think Pigbaby is overestimating his Stalker counts here time and time again. Yes, he does have the Immortals, but they need to be there when he's fighting. Now the Stalker count is 11-6 in Super's favor. And he's going to
this.
blink into the main base. He's going to get a pylon here, at least, I would say. Goes for probes instead.
No overcharge as well, and now blink forward out of Pigbaby. You know, he does have that Immortal, but so many Stalkers here out of Super. He's going to focus down, no micro on the Immortal, and he could actually stay here and fight this if he wanted to.
Yeah, I think he actually is considering fighting this with his own Immortals walking across the map. And that's exactly what he does. He sends them across because he knows there's no way there's any counterattacks happening with all the Stalkers he's traded against. Even warping in Zealots over here because he's going to start engaging, using the Zealots to tank some damage, to maybe even get in on top of his opponent's Immortals. And this has been just again and again really good trades for Super. And Brendan, your 3-0 prediction here may come true. Let's see. Does get 2 probes. He's forced the Stalkers, though, out of position.
He's got to blink back down. Does get 2 Stalkers, but forces the Stalkers out of position of Pigbaby, and now Super with a huge army here with 2 Immortals, has 1 Sentry as well for Guardian Shield. Actually throws down a couple of Force Fields, very nice Force Fields here. Actually going to focus down this Nexus at the same time. Has the 2 Immortals, is going to get it, does not matter.
Yep, goodbye Nexus. The probe's coming off to fight here. Damage has been done, and now the 3rd Immortal joins the fight. The shields are gone on 2 of those Immortals, so that's one thing for Pigbaby, but the blink is good here on top of the countering Immortals, and I think that this is going to be, the beginning of the end, because he just does not have the economy to support producing more units, whereas Super does. Yeah, he gets pushed back for now, but he's got reinforcements to come in here. A great time warp. That time warp is so key on the retreat. Needs to be careful of this Immortal. Uh-oh.
That Immortal has to get back. Nope, bad rally here. Is going to lose that Immortal, so Super a little mistake here, but Pigbaby has made a bunch of mistakes. But again, blinking back into the main base, he's going to get even more of these probes, down to now about 15 workers. He's actually going to commit to this. There's not much back here for the defense. There's going to be no economy here for Pigbaby with adding 2 extra gateways that aren't going to do anything. GG! 3-0 for MVP. Super takes the last game against Pigbaby.
And MVP fans in the crowd are screaming and going crazy. This is an upset, to say the least, and perhaps if you look at the team names, one of our crazier upsets this season. MVP has now beaten all 3 top-tier teams. The SK Telecom, the KT, and the JINAIR. They've got all 3 of them on their defeated list, and now they're like, who's next?
MVP's taking names, man. They're looking stronger and stronger. All of their players that have been kind of floundering a bit in round 1 are really coming into form here in round 2, and that's really just helping them. Namely Dongregu, he's sitting right there, takes a huge game off of Cure. If he loses that game and maybe Pigbaby takes the cheese on Super in the next game and it goes to Maru, it could be totally different. But everybody on MVP pulling the weight now, and they take another big win.
Pigbaby looking sad. Honestly, he took some engagements that were really poor.
Yeah.
He decided to fight and to blink forward on top of armies that,
we're just bigger.
To the